Hello to everybody, my name is Dmitry Zharkov and this is amazing Olga Kulikova, and today we prepare a small lecture for WDSF Academy. And honestly, thank you very much for this kind invitation, because you gave us opportunity, first of all, for the first time during our quarantine, to look so good at home. And of course, thanks for the opportunity to share our knowledge and experience with the dancers. And with a big pleasure, we will use this opportunity. So, as you can see, we don't have a lot of space, and we cannot, unfortunately, to show some steps. I think in Latin is more easy than in ballroom. In ballroom, priority is still we need to move across the floor. So we try to find a topic maybe which will put your mind in a little bit different way, maybe to start to understand and to analyze some action during your dancing. As all of us who is staying in quarantine, and I hope it will finish soon, I think many of you watching the videos and over yourself or great couples, different couples, and the same I did. And honestly, I was a little bit struggling with some things which I start to feel a little bit responsible by myself. So the topic of today's lecture is
flexibility. Of course, this theme is very wide, and we will touch upon only few aspects of it. But why we choose this topic is that during our own dancing career, we had a lot of difficulties in understanding what is really flexibility and how to use this during our dancing. And that is why we would like to give you some ideas, maybe which you can develop afterwards on the dancing floor. So, the first aspect, which is very, very important to understand, that before to be flexible and before to start to learn how to be flexible, it's important to learn how to keep the body structure. Because in the standard dancing, we are dancing together in the connection, and it's very important to dance together across the floor. So, it's very difficult to use flexibility when we're not together.
Yes, if I would say quite strongly, before to be flexible, you need to learn how to be the piece of wood. So maybe it's quite strong to say, but a little bit it's true. And we always need to learn many rules from the very beginning. So always it depends on your level, how much flexible you want to be. And in the beginning, better not for me. So we need to learn how to be vertical, how to use our center, legs, body, position, everything, many aspects. We first need to learn individually. Second, we need to learn how to put it together with beautiful ladies. And it's already become quite a big stress. And of course, if in the wrong moment you start to feel flexibility, it can be very bad for your career. So first, you need to find the way how to move together in a correct structure using the rules and technique to be just together, not so much stressed inside of your body. And then second aspect is that you have to understand where you need to be flexible and where you need to keep a little bit more structure in your couple and in your bodies. Because all the figures which we dance have different speeds, different amount of turn, so all of them are different, and it's not possible to use the same flexibility in our top line everywhere. So we have to find out what is the differences. Yes, true. Also, as Olga said in the beginning, we was struggling with this idea, because no one teacher in the world will tell you how much you need to do this or this action. So it's impossible to say you have to move 2 kilometers per hour, or you need to sway 24 degrees, for example. It's, of course, is not possible. So all the measures we need to put inside of the rules, first of all, which we learn in the beginning, and inside of our body. So it's what I also felt confused, and I think many dancers who watch this video also feel confused during the lessons sometimes, that how to be strong but at the same time soft. So it's like sugar and salt, it's black and white, or I can be or strong or soft. And of course also we pass during this moment in our career, and what is really important to understand, that not everywhere, first of all, you can be flexible. So for example, if you have quite strong rotation, like standing spin on the spot, or strong pivots, is not possible to feel and to look flexible. Because at this moment the centrifugal is so strong and the speed is so strong that we need to keep the structure and just to show the main priority during this step. Because in every figure we have the priority. Sometimes we turn, sometimes we move, sometimes we can be flexible. So during the strong rotation, maybe it's not a good idea. Like if I show now with the standing spin with Olga, sorry, we cannot use full frame because I'm afraid I destroy something at my house. But if I do standing spin, it is not possible to feel flexible. We need to concentrate how to keep the energy inside of the couple, not to destroy during our movement. And of course, it's not the same when we move. For example, if we take natural turn or open natural turn, when we have a lot of movement but not very strong rotation, we can use much more flexibility inside of our body.
Yeah, we have more time in these figures, and we have more possibility to use our bodies. And the third type of the figures are lines on the spot, where actually the priority is to show the flexibility, to show the beautiful top lines. Of course, in these figures you can enjoy fully with your top part,
but still follow the rules.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so if again we show right lunge, I hope you can see on the video this one. So here, of course, I can use much more my body action, because first of all, we are very stable in our base. We are on the spot, we don't move, and we have the possibility to use the body much more.
And another point where we can use a little bit more flexibility, where we can use a little bit less, is natural and reverse figures. In natural figures, normally we can be a little bit more free in our body because we use connection right side to the right side. So if you show,
we have right side of the man to the right side of the lady, and my left side, as also Olga, left side is very free. So when we turn to the right, like if I do the beginning of the natural turn, I have free space and lady space. So the free space on the left I can use a lot to show the flexibility and to enjoy with my body, because it will help me also to pass the lady.
But during the reverse figures, our left sides should remain more close towards each other. Otherwise, it will not be possible to go around each other. And that is why our body cannot be as free as in the natural figures. Still, of course, we can use different tools to show the flexibility, but to compare natural and reverse figures, still in natural flexibility we can use more.
Yeah, because if I go to the left, like the beginning of the just reverse turn, my left side is free because still the connection is right to right. But I cannot use this because immediately the lady will cross me. So of course I can be flexible during the reverse turn, but not as much as a natural turn because of the position.
So we discussed with you that before to start to learn flexibility, we have to learn how to keep the structure. This is the first aspect.
Piece of wood.
Second aspect is that we need to understand where we should use flexibility and where we should keep a little bit more body structure.
So find the priority in every figure, because every figure have their own story, and you need to understand where you can and where you can't.
And the third aspect is that actually how we can show the flexibility.
Now, also we discuss about natural and reverse rotation.
No, it's to the aspect where we
Okay,
can be
easy.
more flexible. So how to use our body, how to be more flexible. Of course, this is the biggest probably topic, and we would like to speak a little bit about one of the most important tools on our point of view, and it's the separation of the body. So it's very important to use different parts of our body, actually legs, body and head, in a different moment, and it will give a very good effect of flexibility.
Yes, to be honest, there was strong situation in my life when I think around 15 years ago, maybe a little bit less, I felt myself quite flexible during the dance. I don't feel stress inside of my body at all, but many teachers and many judges was complaining that I'm fixed, that I move quite strongly, I'm a very good mover, but my flexibility is not so good. But for me it was a little bit strange, because the feeling inside of the couple was quite soft, and I touch Olga in a very soft way here and everywhere. But the people, clever people, famous teachers, famous legends was telling me that I'm fixed, I'm stiff, and I was quite shocked. Honestly, one time I even cried. You remember this one? One time I even cried because I cannot understand this one. And what really helps me is the understanding what Olga said, that on the high level, not in the beginning when you need to be the piece of wood, on the high level, don't try in the figures where you can show the flexibility, don't try to move all the parts of your body at the same time. So as Olga said, leg, body, head. I use this, I think, in many figures. Now, unfortunately, we cannot show you even groups of steps, but I think you will understand me. So if I do, for example, natural turn, it's very important to understand that I start with the leg, continue with the body, and the head is finished, is ending my rotation. If I show you one more time again, from here, leg, body, and head in there. So it's made like a spiral, but to be honest, I do the same also in a spin turn. For example, if I continue, first is the leg, then I start the body, and I finish with the head. So it's not all together here or spin turn here. So it's immediately looks stiff, but honestly, when I show you this one, I don't feel stiff myself like 15 years ago. I didn't feel that I'm stiff, but I look stiff. It's not the same. So this is a quite easy rule, but it's really helps to feel our body more in the spiral. So if it's very easy to see, if I turn everything together, it's become quite stiff look, but again, I don't feel it. But if I separate like leg, body, head, leg, body, head, leg, body, head, it immediately gives you more chance to see the flexibility during the movement. And of course, to the right and to the left, as Olga said, is not the same amount of flexibility. And we need, when we turn especially to the left, we need to respect one idea about the head, that if I use the same to the left, like if I finish with the head, maybe is not the best idea because I will cross the leg. So if I show you just the beginning of the reverse turn, if I try first leg, then body, so you can see immediately that my head in the wrong position. So when I turn to the left, of course I start with the base. I start with the base and the head, but the left side still I control. So I don't feel that to the left I need to finish with the head if I move. I need to start together with my leg this action.
Leg and head.
And then maybe I can use the body flight in the end of the figure.
So as you see, some tips can help you actually to look more free, and it's not the question of the amount of how much you are doing in the bodies, because what we can see sometimes on the floor that the couples trying to do a lot, but in the end, because they don't respect the rules of dancing together, in the end the look is opposite. The look is even more stiff, because the amount which they produce with the body called them to be more stiff and more tone in the top part.
Stressed.
Yes, so it's not the question of amount, but it's the question of the timing, of the correct
part of the body.
Yes, the timing that different parts of the body should do the action in the different time, and of course of the separation inside of our bodies.
Yes, so I can say that the dancing changed a lot in the last 10 years, and maybe we feel a little bit responsible also for this, because we start to use a lot of body action in our dancing, and it gave us a lot of success, and we really appreciate this one. But also we felt now that we have a lot of responsibility for this when the couples goes in the wrong way, when they try to copy this one. So when the couples start to feel like a bus driver and not passing the verticality during the movement, we immediately feel stress. We can see stress in their body, and unfortunately the softness and the musicality goes away. We start a little bit to struggle on the floor.
So today we try to speak about flexibility in the following aspects. First of all, you need to learn the structure. Second, you need to understand where to be more flexible and where to keep a little bit more structure in your bodies. Third one, how to be flexible by separating different parts of your body. But still, the priority is to keep the rules, to start everything from the base. And in this case, you can stay in balance during the dance, and being in balance, it means that you can be flexible, because when you are out of balance, no chance to be flexible, because all the muscles become stressed. So guys,
I would like also a little bit in the end just to say small advice to all of you from Dmitry and Olga, that just try to do as we do every day, not during quarantine, every day in a normal life. We go to the studio, we start 30, 40, sometimes 1 hour from the basic. In these steps, you don't have a lot of chance to be
over flexible.
Yes, you need to learn the rules there, and it will help you a lot to feel your body in the balance during your choreography. Because in the choreography, when we have now is so difficult choreography, so fast, sometimes we
so many changes.
Here, sometimes we just don't have a chance to show the flexibility and the quality of the movement. So please respect the basic, respect the technique, the rules, and after, when you are showing yourself, you can also a little bit break the rules.
Yeah, to break the rules, you have first to learn them and to be able to do everything.
And ask the teacher if you can do this or not. Huh? Yes. Thank you very much again to WDSF Academy for this opportunity. We enjoy a lot. Now we feel quite normal during our quarantine, and I hope It will finish soon and we all see each other somewhere on the competitions. Big respect to everybody. Good luck.
See you soon, guys.